Hi, today we are going to discuss exam questions that was held in 23rd of July in 2020. Let's get started. Number 1. Take a look at question number 1. We are given A9 and S12. We need to find common difference. Let's remind formulas for solving this question. Nth term formula, An, equals A1 plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. The sum of first n terms of the arithmetic sequence is Sn equals 2A1 plus n minus 1 times d multiplied by n divided by 2. Let's apply these formulas to our question. A9 is equal to A1 plus 9 minus 1d, which is 8d, and S12 equals 2A1 plus n minus 1, which is 11d, over 2 multiplied by n, which is 12. Now, let's simplify S12 a bit more to make things easier. We will cancel 2 and 12 by 2, and here will be 6. 2A1 plus 11d multiplied by 6. Now, what we need to do is just substitute the values of A9 and A12 to the expression. Here, we will get A1 plus AD equals to 37, 2A1 plus 11D equals multiplied by 6 equals 324. Let's simplify 6 and 324 by 6. We will get 2A1 plus 11D equals 324 divided by 6 is 54. And let's copy the first equation on top. We will get A1 plus AD equals 37. Now we end up with simultaneous equations. How to solve it? First, we will multiply first equation by 2 to make coefficients same. 2A1 plus 16d equals 37 times 2 is 74. And 2A1 plus 11d equals 54. Now we will subtract, and we see that 2A1 minus 2A1 is 0. 16d minus 11d will be 5d. Equals 74 minus 54 is 20. Therefore, d equals 20 divided by 5, which is 4. Correct answer is 4. Number 2. In number 2, we see permutations. We should expand them and find the value of the given expression. First, let's remind what's permutation. Permutation, k elements out of n equals n factorial over n minus k factorial. What is n factorial? It's the product of first n numbers 2, 3 till n. And one more thing, we should tell that 0 factorial is equal to 1. Now, let's take these things into consideration. We'll get 1 over 4 factorial multiplied by 6 factorial over 6 minus 6 factorial minus 5 factorial over 5 minus 5 factorial equals 1 over 4 factorial. Here we'll get 6 factorial over 0 factorial, 5 factorial over 0 factorial equals, we said 0 factorial is equal to 1. That's why we just need to write 4 factorial multiplied by 6 factorial minus 5 factorial. And what is more, we need to say this, that 6 factorial is equal to 5 factorial multiplied by 6. The same, the 5 factorial is the product of first 5 numbers. If you multiply it by 6, you will get the product of first 6 numbers. Therefore, we can write it into the expression. Now, 5 factorial multiplied by 6 minus 5 factorial equals, take 5 factorial outside the bracket, And what is left inside is 6 minus 1. Now, again, we can do 5 factorial, like 4 factorial multiplied by 5 over 4 factorial times 5, because 6 minus 1 is 5. So let's cancel things out. We will get 25. 25 is the correct answer. Number 3. In this question, I need to write the equation one more time. Cotangent negative x over 2 over tangent 21 degrees is equal to tangent 69 degrees. Now, what formulas we need for this question? Let's write it. First of all, we need to know that cotangent is the number 3. In this question, we have trigonometry. First, I need to rewrite this question like this. We have cotangent negative x over 2 over tangent 21 degrees equals to tangent 69 degrees. So in order to solve this equation, what formulas, what properties we need to know? Let's write. First, cotangent is odd function. It means opposite input of cotangent will be opposite of cotangent. Secondly, we need to know that tangent 21 is tangent 90 minus 69. It's the same thing, but why do we do this? Because we need to convert tangent into cotangent. So when we have 90 here, we will change the name. It will be cotangent 69. Now, what else do we know? Do we need to solve this question? We need to know that tangent multiplied by cotangent, let's write theta, equals to 1. And one more formula, general solution of cotangent x equals a. Here, x equals inverse cotangent. It's called arccotangent. X plus, a plus pi multiplied by k. Here, k's are integer numbers. Now let's apply all the things that we told. Cotangent negative x over 2 is negative cotangent x over 2. Tangent 21 is cotangent 69 equals to tangent 69. So let's change, cross multiply, and what we will get is cotangent x over 2 equals cotangent 69 multiplied by tangent 69. Now, we know that the product of cotangent and tangent is 1, since they have same argument. So this is 1. We will write cotangent x over 2 equals negative 1. So in order to find x over 2, we will say it's inverse of cotangent plus pi multiplied by k, where k's are integer numbers. Now, what angle is this cotangent, arccotangent negative 1? We know that cotangent gets 1 on 45 degrees. But if we are looking for negative values, it must be on the second quadrant, because in first quadrant cotangent is positive, in second it's negative. So we will write, instead of cotangent negative 1, we will write pi over 2, it's 90 degrees, plus pi over 4, it's 45 degrees. We'll get 4 will be common denominator, 3 pi over 4. Now let's write x over 2 equals 3 pi over 4 plus pi multiplied by k, and k's are integer numbers. X will be 3 pi over 2 plus 2 pi multiplied by k, where k's are integer numbers. Now the correct answer is C. Number 4. Number 4 is quite easy question. Take a look at question. Here we see that the equation has a solution, x equals 1. So that's solution. What solution means? It means that when you plug this value instead of x, we will get correct statement. So let's plug x into the equation. 9 to the power of a multiplied by x plus 1 equals 243. As you see, it's 9 is 3 power of 2, a plus 1 equals. Now let's decide what is 243 as a power. This is divisible by 3. So we'll get 81 by 3 is 27 by 3, 9 by 3 is 3 by 3, 1. That's basically 3 to the power of 5. And let's show the first as a single power of 3. It will be 2a plus 2 equals 3 to the power of 5. Now, since bases are equal, we must equalize the powers. 2a plus 2 equals 5, 2a equals 3, a equals 3 over 2, which is 1.5. That's correct answer. The correct answer is B. Number 5. In this question, we are given quadratic function. We need to find maximum value of the function. First, let's have a look at y equals ax squared plus bx plus c general form. This generates parabola in xy coordinate system. But according to A, parabola either opens upward or downwards. When a is less than 0, the parabola opens downwards. So let's sketch it. What is the minimum or maximum value of this function? Obviously, it has maximum value. The maximum value of the function refers to the y-coordinate of the vertex, not x-coordinate of the vertex, but y. For this, we need to solve. We need to write formula. Actually, there is another method solving it without formula, but I prefer solving it by formula. It's d over negative 4a. That's all. That's a maximum value of the function. Now let's apply everything. We see that a is less than 0. It has maximum value. What is y? It's d over negative 4a. And we know that a is negative 3, b is 12, c is negative 7. What is d? It's discriminant. B squared minus 4ac over negative 4a. What is b squared is 12 squared minus 4 times 4ac times negative 7 over negative 4a. 4 times negative 3. Now, let's simplify. 144 minus 4 times 3 is 12, times 7 is 84, and this will be negative 84 and negative 12. That's going to be 60 over negative 12. Oh, not negative, it's positive, guys. 60 over 12, which is 5. That's the correct answer for this question. Number 6. This question is about derivative. What is f derivative of x? It's d over dx fx. Now guys, we need to know the formula of finding derivative when we have power function. For this, we write n times x to the power of 1 less than n. Now, if you know this formula, it's easy to solve it. And let's do it. fx equals 1 over 2 x squared plus 2x plus 1. We need to find f derivative of x where x is 0. Now let's plug here. Now what is f derivative of x? Let's apply the formula. We have power 2. We will write 2 times 1 over 2 x to the power of just 1. We don't write 1. And x to the power of 1, 1 comes, we don't write 1. And x to the power of 0 is just 1 plus 1 derivative, guys. We need to know this also, that the constant derivative is 0 all the time. So it's 0. We don't write anything for this derivative of 1. Now let's simplify. We'll get x plus 2. In order to find f0, we just plug x in 0 instead of x and add 2. That's 2. Correct answer is 2. It's B. Number 6. In this question you see picture and the area of shaded part, and we need to find volume of cube. Obviously we need formula for volume of cube. That's V equals A cubed. And also we will need this property of right angle triangle. If we have isosceles right angle triangle, let's say it's A, the hypotenuse will be A square root of 2. This is always true for isosceles right angle triangle. Now, according to the picture, we know that the area of shaded part is area of shaded is equal to 16 square root of 2. Also, you know that that area is A multiplied by D. Let's call it diagonal D. That's area, right? If we denote, if we label the edge with A, so it's 16 square root of 2. What is D? As we mentioned, in order to find D, we just need to write D equals A square root of 2. If we substitute it there, we'll get A square root of 2 and 16 square root of 2. Let's cancel square root of 2's. A squared equals 16. A is positive 4. After that, we need to find volume, which is A cubed. That's 4 cubed is 64. The correct answer is 64. Number 8. In this question, we see right angle triangle. In previous question, we needed to know the property of isosceles right angle triangle, but here we need to know the property of special 30, 60, 90 right angle triangle. What is it? Let's sketch a triangle. Let's say this is 30, it's 60, and that's right angle. We denote opposite leg to 30 with x. Then we say opposite to 60 is x squared root of 3, and opposite to 90 is twice x. Now we relate everything with the opposite to with the leg opposite to 30 degrees. Alright, now you see in the question that ACB is 90 degrees. Then we see A is 60 degrees, CD is high, it means that's also 90. AC plus CD equals 5, CD and AC. Find CB plus AB. Let's write what is given to us. CD plus AC equals 5. Find CB plus AB. Now, let's have a look at the smaller triangle here, ACD triangle. What we know about this is, if this is 30, it's 90, it must be 16, 30, 90 triangle, right? Again, now let's use this property. Opposite to 30, let's denote it with x. Opposite to 60 will be x squared of 3, and opposite to 90 will be twice x. Now, after this, let's have a look at bigger picture. What we see in the bigger picture is, again, 30, 60, 90 right angle triangle. Opposite to 30, we have 2x. Opposite to 60 will be 2x squared root of 3 and square root of 3, and the hypotenuse will be 2 times 2x, which is 4x. After this, we will substitute the values of CD and AC. Now, CD is CD. In terms of x, it's x squared root of 3. What is AC? AC is 2x. That's 5. It's given. CB, we need to find the sum CB. It's 2x squared root of 3 plus AB. AB is 4x. In order to find it, let's factorize. Take 2 out, x squared root of 3 plus 2x. And we know that this and this are the same expression. So we will write 2 times 5, which is 10. The correct answer for 8 is 10. Number 9. In number 9, we see absolute value expressions, and that's a simple equation. How to solve this? Let's start. We have 6x plus 36 minus 2x plus 12 equals 72. At a first glance, we don't see any relationship between these absolute values, but if we take 6 outside the absolute value function, we'll see x plus 6 and 2x plus 6 equals 72. Now we have like terms, we see relationship. 6 times any number minus 2 times the same number is 4 times that number. So 4x plus 6 equals 72. We just subtracted 6 and 2. So x plus 6 equals 72 divided by 4, which is 18. We know that x plus 6 is 18. On the other side, x plus 6 can be negative 18 because absolute value of negative number is also positive. So x1 equals 18 minus 6, which is 12. x2 equals negative 18 minus 6, which is negative 24. Question asks, find the difference between the smallest and the biggest roots of the equation. The smallest is negative 24, the biggest is 12. So their difference will be negative 36. The correct answer is negative 36. Number 10. In number 10, we see that two imaginary numbers are equal to each other. According to this, we need to find a squared plus b squared. So what is equation? Equality of two imaginary numbers. Let's say we have a plus bi equals x plus yi. We see that this is real part and that's real part. So real part 1, real part 2. It's imaginary part, imaginary 1 and imaginary 2. In order these imaginary numbers to be equal, we say that their real parts must be equal and their imaginary parts must be equal. Only and only in this case they are equal. Therefore, we will write. So first, let's copy a plus b minus 3i equals 7 plus abi. And we need to find a squared plus b squared. What is real part for the first part is a plus b. For the right hand side, the real part is just 7. And imaginary part of the right hand side is ab. Imaginary part of left hand side is negative 3. Now we come up with simultaneous equation. How to solve it? We don't need actually to solve it. We just see what are we looking for. A squared plus b squared. Let's write this as a plus b squared. What term should we subtract to get this expression? It is negative 2ab. If you expand it and subtract this, you will get exactly the same expression. Therefore, we will write a plus b squared, which is 7 squared minus 2 times ab, which is negative 3. That is 49 minus negative 6, which is 49 plus 6, and that is 55. This is correct answer for question number 11. In number 11, we see probability question. So in order to solve this, let's remind the formula of probability. It's the ratio of favorable outcomes to total outcomes. So what are in this specific question, the total outcomes are, let's list all the outcomes. Total outcomes are 1, 2, 2, 14, and the favorable outcomes are the prime numbers till 14. So here we go, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and that's all. We are just writing till 14. Now, probability of getting prime number is number of favorable outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over total outcomes is 14. So it's going to be 3 over 7. The correct answer is D. Number 12. In this number, we have simultaneous equation, which is 2x plus y equals 5, x minus y equals 4. In order to solve it, I prefer to add the equations and get rid of y. So when we see negative y and positive y, we can add and eliminate y. So it will be 2x plus x, which is 3x, equals 5 plus 4, 9, x equals 3. And we were looking for x, we found the answer, it is 3. Number 13, in this question, it's inequality, simple inequality. We must find the product of natural solutions of the inequality. So let's copy first. What this sign means, it means that we can take the endpoints 2. So the solutions for this inequality will be 1, 2, 3, 4, till 5. But not 5, sorry guys. We have strictly less than 5. It means that we don't take 5. Therefore, we stop at 4. Find the product of natural solutions. They are all natural. So product will be 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 is 24. The correct answer is 24. Number 14. In number 14, we need to know some formulas of logarithm. First, let's write this question one more time here. Log 10 to the power of 7 plus log base 7 sine pi over 2 plus log base 7 of 64 multiplied by log base 4 of 49. Now, what formulas we need here? First of all, we need to know that when we don't have any base here, it means it's log base 10 of 8. Then, the second formula is when we have log base a of a, it's just 1. Then, we need to know that log base a of b to the power of n is n multiplied by log base a of b. Then log a to the power of n b equals 1 over n multiplied by log a base a of b. Next one is when we have log base a of b multiplied by log base b of c equals, we can cancel b's and we'll get log base a of c. That's all, I think. Now let's continue to solve the question. We have log, let's simplify this, 10 to the power of 7 plus log 7 sine pi over 2. So log 7, 1, sine pi over 2 is 1, and here we need to know that log a base a of 1 is always 0. Now let's continue. Plus log base 7 of 2 to the power of 6 multiplied by log. Instead of 4 we will write 2 squared. 49 is 7 squared. Now log. So we have 10 to the power of 7 plus 0. It is 10 to the power of 7 plus. Now we can take 6 in front of log, and we will write 6 multiplied by log base 7 of 2 multiplied by, from this 2 we can write 1 over 2, and according to this power we will write multiplied by 2 log base 2 of 7. Right, let's continue. We know that they are coefficients. We can cancel them out, and we can take 7 in front of log 10 and plus 6 multiplied by log base 7 of 2 multiplied by log base 2 of 7 is equal to, we know that the base is equal to 10, so we will write 7 multiplied by 1 plus 6 multiplied by, we can cancel and write log 7 base 7 of 7. So 7 plus 6 multiplied by 1 is 7 plus 6, it is 13. So the correct answer is 13. Number 15. This is about circle. In the circle, AB is diameter and is parallel to chord CD. And we have degree measure of the difference C and D and DMB. It's 36. We need to find ADC angle. Alright, ADC is this angle. Let's denote it with X. Now C and D. To make it easy, let's denote this C and D with just the letter M and subtract DMB with M. That's 36. Now, when we see parallel lines CD and AB, and we have one transversal AD, we know that this angle will be X as well because this and this are alternate. Now, what we know about CA, if CD angle is X, CA will be twice X. If the A angle is X, DB will be twice X. Therefore, we can say that arc CA and arc DB are equal. So let's write M here. After this, what we can say? We see AB diameter, it cuts semicircle. We can write M plus N equals 180 degrees. Now we will get simultaneous equations. N minus M equals 36, 2M plus N. Let's write N plus 2M equals 180. Now we'll write, let's subtract. N minus N is 0 to M minus M. Minus M will be 180 minus 36. So 3M equals 144. M equals 48. Now, we know this is M and we need to find X. X is inclined. Inscribed angle, it will be 2 times less than M. So 48 divided by 2 is 24. The correct answer is 24. Number 16. In number 16, we need to know the meaning of HCF. HCF is highest common factor. Now, HCF of two numbers is 6. HCF of A and B is 6, and A multiplied by B is 180. We need to find the sum A plus B. Alright, let's factorize A and B so that they will have 6 as a common factor, but nothing more. So in this case, M and K will be co-prime numbers, are co-prime numbers. It means M and K doesn't have any other common factor because A and B's HCF is just 6. After this, we can say A multiplied by B, or 6M multiplied by 6K, equals 180 degrees. M multiplied by K equals 180 divided by 36. M multiplied by K equals 5. Since M and K are co-prime numbers, we can say that M is 5, K is 1. Or verse-wise, M is 1, K is 5. So, how to find A plus B? We know that this is 6 times M plus K, and that's going to be 6 multiplied by 5 plus 1, and this is 6 multiplied by 6, it's 36. The correct answer is 36. Number 17. Now, in number 17, we need to know roots and squares. Alright, let's get started. 3 multiplied by square root of 8.1 squared minus square root of 20 whole 1 over 4. Now guys, if we have A multiplied by B products power, we can write A to the power of n multiplied by B to the power of n. So let's do the same with the first term. It will be 3 squared multiplied by square root of 8.1 squared, subtract. Let's convert mixed number into improper fraction. 4 will be same. 20 times 4 is 80, plus 1 is 81. Now, let's remind about square, the property of roots. If we have one common root, we can separate it in between numerator and denominator. Now, what will we get? It's 9, and square root and square, they are opposite to each other. We will get 8.1 minus, here will we have 9 over 2. Alright, now let's take 9 outside the bracket. We'll get 8.1 minus 1 over 2, or 9 multiplied by 8.1 minus 0.5, or 9 multiplied by 7.6. So 9 times 6 is 54, 5 in our mind. 9 times 7 is 63, plus 5 will be 68. And we have point. The correct answer, 68.4. Number 18. In number 18, we are given a graph. Tools made by Ayhan and Ergün depend on the days. According to the graph, in how many days will they prepare 130 tools in total? Right. So be careful when you take data from the graph. Now, after how many days will they prepare 130 tools in total? First of all, let's find for one day how many tools Ergün can make. For one day, Ergün will be done with 15 over 10 tools. It's 1.5. For one day, Ayhan will prepare 60 over 12 tools. It's 5. So if both work for one day, they will make 5.5 tools. But for how many days? They will make 130 tools. That's direct proportion. x equals 5.5, 1 multiplied by 130. That's just 55 over 13 multiplied by 100. Let's simplify. We don't get anything. Sorry guys, 5 plus 1.5 is 6.5, and we must write 6.5, 65. So when we cancel 65 and 13, here will be left 5, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. So the correct answer is 20. Number 19. A point is 20 cm from a plane, and from this point an inclined line has drawn. If the length of the inclined line is 25 cm, find the length of projection of the inclined line onto the plane. Now guys, what we need to do, just imagine the plane and the point. The distance between point and plane is the shortest distance between them. It means the point, the line from the point till the plane creates 90-degree with a plane. Then an inclined line is a line from the point till the plane that doesn't create 90-degree with the plane. So a point is 20 centimeters. The distance is 20 centimeters. If the length of inclined line is 25 centimeters, find the length of projection. What is projection? If we connect the bases of inclined line and the perpendicular line, this is called projection. So we need to find the length of projection. As you see, this is Pythagoras theorem. We need to solve it, but before using Pythagoras theorem, we need to know that 20 and 25 can be simplified by 5, so we'll get 4, 5, and we know that the third part must be 3. Now, x will be, if the scale factor of these two similar triangles is 5, we will write x equals 3 multiplied by 5, which is 15. So the correct answer is 15. Number 20. In number 20, we will need trigonometric identities. One of the trigonometric identities is sine squared alpha equals, or let's write it otherwise, cosine 2 alpha equals 1 minus 2 sine squared alpha. That's a double angle formula. We will use this double angle formula here. Now let's get started. What we are given is 12 sine x squared equals 5. We need to find 4 sine squared x plus 2.5 minus cosine 2x. Now, we know that cosine 2x is 1 minus 2 sine squared x. So let's substitute, instead of this cosine 2x, its expression. 4 sine squared alpha, sine squared x plus 2.5 minus 1 minus 2 sine squared x is equal to, let's simplify, first expand the brackets, then simplify collect the like terms. Now we see we have like terms. Sine squared x's will be 4 plus 2 is 6 sine squared x plus 1.5. Now we know that sine squared x, 12 sine squared x is 5. From here we will say that 6 sine squared x is equal to 2.5. Now, instead of this, we will write 2.5 plus 1.5. The answer will be 4. Number 21. In number 21, we have rectangle ABCD. O is the intersection point of diagonals. If OE is 4 and ACD is 60, we must find length of AC. Right. For solving this question, we need some properties, to know some properties. If we have isosceles, or let's say equilateral triangle, if we draw a height from the vertex of the isosceles triangle, that height will divide the opposite side into equal parts. Alright, so this is height, it's isosceles, and height here will be median at the same time. Now, then we need to know that the property of two parallel lines. If we have two parallel lines and the transversal, we need to see the alternate angles. Now, here in this question, ACD is 60 degrees, BE is perpendicular to AC, it's obvious. Find the length of AC. So AC is question. Now we know that AO is equal to OC, and since the diagonals of rectangle are equal, this will be equal to OD and OB. Now, if we know their equality, we can say that this angle is also 60. Now, if we find another angle, that will be 60 as well. It means we have an equilateral triangle. Now, so if this is equilateral triangle, it's going to be equilateral triangle 2. This is 60 degrees here. The alternate will be here. And since we know this is height, we know that they are equal. This is equilateral triangle. And these are also equal. The height will be median at the same time. It means that if OE equals to 4, then AE will be 4 as well. So we will say that AO equals to 4 plus 4, which is 8. Now, if we want to find AC, AC will be 2 times AO. It's going to be 2 times 8, which is 16. The correct answer is 16. Number 22. In the diagram below, the amount of water and sugar is shown in first, second, and third mixtures. Now we should pick information from the diagram. So the first mixture contains sugar and water. So the amount of sugar in first mixture is let's say first contains sugar. The white part is sugar, it's 20, and the black part, the brown part is 40. That's water. The second mixture contains 30 grams of water, and the white part is 10 grams of sugar. And the third mixture contains 60 grams of water and 40 grams of sugar. Now, what is the percentage of final mixture? So let's find the amount of sugar. Oh, we know the amount of sugar. So total amount of sugar will be 20 plus 40 plus 10 equals 60 plus 10, 70. And total amount of mixture will be, when these three mixtures added together, will be 70, it's the amount of sugar, and amount of water will be 40 plus 30 plus 60. Now it's going to be 200. The percentage of final mixture will be sugar, the amount of sugar over the amount of total mixture multiplied by 100. So we can cancel zeros. It will be 35%. The correct answer is 35. Number 23. This is also about geometry. We have triangle ABC. BE is angle bisector. In other words, BE cuts the angle B into equal parts. And DE is parallel to BC. Then AD is 3. DE is 6. Area of ADE equals to 4. We must find area of ABC triangle. Now, what we must notice here is the alternate angles. When we see parallel lines, most of the time look for alternate angles. Here we have parallel lines, and we can say that this angle, if it is x, this is going to be x. Because of the alternate angle, this is going to be x as well. And if you look at BDE triangle, it's going to be isosceles triangle because base angles are equal. Therefore, we will say that the side of BD, side BD is 6 as well because they are equal. After knowing this, we can see similar triangles. If we have ABC triangle and ADE triangle, they are similar because of the corresponding angles. So, what is the scale factor? Let's find scale factor. It's AD over AB. So what is AD? It's 3 over AB is 3 plus 6. That's 3 over 9, 1 over 3. Now, the ratio of areas, we started with small. Let's write small triangles area. Area ADE over area of ABC is equal to k squared. Now it's 1 over 3 squared. Before writing it, let's write the value of area of ADE. That is 4 over area of ABC. It's going to be 1 over 9, which is k squared. And area of ABC will be 9 times 4, which is 36. The correct answer is 36. Number 24. 24 is about 3D shapes. Two similar cones are given. The radius of first cone is 4. If the volume and height of the second cone is 320 pi and 15, respectively, find the volume of the first cone. Here we need to know volume formula of the cone. Volume of the cone is 1/3 of area of base multiplied by height. Next, what we need to know that if we have similar cones, the scale factor cube is equal to the volume of the first to volume of the second. Doesn't matter, you can change the order, like volume of the second cone over volume of the first cone according to the situation. Now let's get started. We are given the radius of the first cone. So radius of the first cone is 4. The volume and height of the second cone. Volume of the second cone is 320 pi. Height of the second cone is 15. Find the volume of the first cone. In order to find volume of the first cone, let's find the radius of the second cone to compare these two cones. Now, let's write the volume formula of the second cone. It's the 1/3 of area of the second area of base of the second cone multiplied by height 2. Now let's substitute the values. 320 pi equals 1/3 of area of the second area. Here we have circle. Circle's area is pi r squared. Radius 2 squared multiplied by height. Now again continue substituting. 1/3 multiplied by pi multiplied by radius 2 squared multiplied by 15. So let's cancel pi's. We will cancel 3 and 15 also. We will have 5 radius squared equals 320, and the second radius is 320 divided by 5. It is going to be 64, and radius will be radius of the second cone is just 8. After finding this, we can say that the scale factor k equals radius second, or let's write first radius over second radius, and find it will be 4 over 8, which is 1 over 2. Now we know that k cubed is equal to volume of the first cone over volume of the second cone. Now volume of the first cone over 320 pi equals to 1 over 8, and volume of the first cone will be 320 pi divided by 8. It's going to be 40 pi. This is correct answer. Number 25. A circle is inscribed into a square of side 4 cm. Inside the circle, another square is drawn. Find the area of the shaded region. Now, guys, we need to know that we are talking about first square. So the side of this square is 4. Then, what we know is if this is 4, what's going to happen? It means that the diameter of the white circle is also 4. And we can say that that's also going to be diameter, and that's also 4. Now all these lengths are equal. Alright, what is the area of circle? Area of circle is pi r squared. Area of circle is pi r squared. Pi r squared. Now, area of square in terms of diagonal is diagonal squared over 2. These two formulas are enough to find the shaded region, area of shaded region. Now, if we find area of a bigger square, it's going to be 4 times 4, which is 16. Then, area of circle, white circle, is going to be pi r squared, and we know that if diameter is 4, radius is going to be 2 and 2. Let's write like this, and this is going to be pi multiplied by 2 squared, that's 4 pi, and area of small square is going to be d squared, where d is 4 over 2, that's 16 over 2 is 8. Now area of shaded region, we will add shaded parts. So area of big square is 16, and we should subtract the area of circle, which is 4 pi, and we must add the area of another square, which is 8. Now it's going to be 24 minus 4 pi. That's the correct answer.